Hello, my name is Alfonso Hinton. Welcome back to my channel. I would like to invite you to log on to www.hopeinspiresfaith.com to read interesting articles that everyday life, that how we complicate things, but we can make life simple. So whenever you get an opportunity and you're bored and don't have nothing to do, once again, www.hopeinspiresfaith.com. I guarantee you there's topics there that would definitely interest you, inform you, inspire you, or maybe even make you laugh. So if you take time to check out my channel. On my last video, I introduced myself as Alfonso Hinton. Some people know me, but many of you don't. And I've made it my mission to inspire and inform and just make everyday life simple. There's so many topics that we really know about and we understand, but sometimes when you hear people talk about them, it helps you relate to them better. I'm not coming with no new kind of philosophy that might change the world, but I'm coming with basic philosophy, something you can relate to, or something that you can remember that you went to at one point in your life. My blog, I do the same thing on my blog. I write about a lot of topics, things that I've gone through, things that I've seen, things going on in the world, things that other people have experienced. But it's like looking from the inside out rather than the outside in. Because so many times we could just look at a situation and think we know or we understand, but we really don't. But if we take time to put ourselves inside that situation and look out, maybe we'll have a different perspective, or a different passion for it, or even be more sympathetic to somebody who's going through something major in their life. So today, just off the top of my head, I'm just going to grab a topic. And today's topic is, what have you done to inspire somebody lately? So many times in life, our ultimate goal is to wake up in the morning, go to work, make money, buy big cars, big houses, and just buy everything that we need. And we feel that's enough. But what have you done to motivate that next person who was once in your shoes and trying to go up the ladder, or trying to be inspired, or trying to make it? What impact have you made on somebody's life in the past day, month, or year? What have you said to encourage somebody that if they're going through something, that things could get better? So many people know that things will get better, but if we take time to let them know that I was where you were at one point in my life, but look at me now. Through encouragement of others, through prayer, through just people being positive impacts on my life, I've learned to be successful. So when have you impacted that on somebody's life? Today's society, we're so caught up on me, I. We don't have time for the next guy. And as simple as it can be complicated for somebody else. The mentality for some people is say, well, I did it on my own. They can do it on their own. But then is that really a fair statement? Because somebody might not be as motivated or have the intelligence that you have to be successful like you were. And that's why it's so important to, when you gain knowledge, share it with somebody. What good is having a whole lot of knowledge and you take it with you to the grave and then leave it with somebody that can change their life? So knowledge is power if you share it and they use it correctly. Sometimes if we look at other people's life in a manner or perspective that they can do better, can they really do better? We look at it as, it's their fault. Is that really their fault? Some people don't have the opportunity. Some people don't have the parents that you had. Some people don't have the fatherhood that you had. So it gives them a different perspective of life. Is it their fault? No, it's not. We're born, we go to school, we start developing our character, we start developing who we are, we start talking about what we want to do when we grow up. And somewhere, there has to be somebody to point us in the right direction. Everybody don't have that. Now, I said at the beginning that some things are just basic, simple stuff that you already know. But then hearing it again, it kind of is a reminder to just check yourself. I strive every day when I wake up in the morning. First thing I do, I say, Lord, I thank you for another day, because I know I didn't have to wake up. A lot of people don't look at it like that. They think that they're guaranteed to wake up the next morning, but I don't feel that way. When I open my eyes, I'm grateful for another day. And then my next focus, once I get up and get myself going, after I thank God for another day, then I want to see how can I impact somebody's life? How can I encourage somebody? Sometimes you could just speak to somebody and it will change their whole mentality of the day. Sometimes you can see somebody with their head down and you can say, good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon. And all of a sudden it give a jolt in their spirit. We should go and strive every day to pick some point to where we can add something to somebody's life. You can have a great, successful life, but it will be more inspiring if we can inspire somebody else to have a great life. It doesn't cost anybody anything to speak. So many times you can walk by somebody and they mouth stuck out, mad, angry, and you look at them like, I'm not going to speak to them because they might cuss me out, fuss me out, or whatever the case may be. But I'm a firm believer that when I say hello, good morning, it didn't cost me anything. It didn't cost me a dime. My philosophy is I don't even wait for them to speak back. Once I give my greeting of the day, then I'm done. Now, if they don't greet me back, then that's something they'll think about the rest of the day. But then I guarantee you, sooner or later, it's gonna break and they're gonna speak. And then you're gonna be surprised because they're gonna speak back. So it don't cost you anything to speak. Some people, when they speak to me, it look like it just tear them up on the inside. But we don't know what they're going through. That was my first topic in the beginning, looking from the inside out and not the outside in. You can look at that person and say, oh man, they just mean, angry, and just rude, and that's the way they are. But you don't know what they went through the night before. They could have lost a loved one. They could have lost a marriage. They could have, so many things could have happened to have them to feel that way. So that's where you have to learn how to have compassion. So the topic of this is wake up in the morning inspired to add something to somebody's day. And you'll get your reward. Your reward may be to look at that person who was at the bottom, and because you informed them and gave them advice, they rose to the top. You know how fulfilling that is to see somebody that's not successful become successful and realize that you had an impact in it. That is a great accomplishment for anybody. Like I said before, having not a lot of knowledge and keeping it inside you, what is it? What good is it? You're going to brag about how smart you are or how intelligent you are. A wise person would be able to teach somebody else to be wise. Wisdom is automatically comes from God. But when you can have common sense to know that you have to do things a certain way, that's where wisdom comes in. I'm grateful for the people I had in my life because it was instilled in me early in life that you can do anything you want to do. A lot of times we feel like people hold us back, and it's because of society that we don't accomplish things we accomplish. But if we stop and realize that everything is a process, you have to start before you can finish. You have to begin before you can end it. So we can't blame anybody for not being successful. Couple of points. A lot of times we talk about we don't have the finances that we have. But then what do you do with the finances that you do have or the finances that you gain? Look at the way you spend your money. I can look back on my life and think about, man, I could probably be retired by now if I would have used more wisdom when it came to handling finances in my youth. But in your youth, graduate high school, went to the military, started making all that money out on my own. So I just felt like, hey, it's party, party, party. But we have to know that we have to be accountable. And if we're accountable and we sustain and be smart, we can accumulate wealth. The Bible says that there'll always be poor people in the land. That's because of decisions that we make. If we make the right decisions, if we gain knowledge on how to handle finances, we can obtain wealth. So many people say, well, I don't make enough money on my job. But what do you do with the money that you make on your job? And they say, I can't get a good job. To me, everything is a cause and effect. They say, well, I didn't get a high school degree. I mean, what's the reason why you didn't get a high school degree? I know my mom was, if I'm not mistaken, she was in her 30s when she went back to school and got her GED so she could be able to get a better job and a good job. So what would be my excuse? I can't say it was her fault or anybody's fault that I didn't obtain a high school degree. And then if you didn't do it then, there's all these programs now available for you to go get a high school degree. But then again, if you are a person who knows somebody that's in that situation, why not give them a word to inspire them, to let them know that you have the opportunity to do better. You have the opportunity to be better. You have the opportunity to be successful. But it takes starting. It takes beginning. It takes someone motivating you to do better. I'm really grateful for the people that's been in my life. I said it earlier, I hung around a lot of older people when I was younger, so they instilled in me, what it would be like now. Sure, I made mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Sure, I made bad decisions, but thank God I'm still here, and I can look back on the bad decisions that I made and not make those same decisions again. So as I said, my topic before, tomorrow, today, anytime, try to make a difference in somebody's life. I mean, do something so when you go to bed at night, you can feel comfortable. And where should it start? It should start in your own home. You should motivate your own home. How can you motivate somebody outside your home if you're not motivating people in your home? Charity begins at home and then it spreads abroad. So as you learn to be charitable at home, then it will branch out. No, don't go outside and treat those better than you do in your house. That's out of order. But put whatever it takes, write down a plan. Everybody knows somebody that needs to be encouraged. There's somebody somewhere. I mean, you have the passion for people. If you have a passion for love, if you have a passion to see somebody achieve greatness, then just reach out. Become a big brother, become a little brother, become whatever it takes in somebody's life. If you know some child that needs a role model, I mean, reach out to that person. If you know a child that just needs to be encouraged. Growing up, we had the older people, not to call them old heads, but we had older people. They may have done wrong, but they instilled the younger people to do right. They would say stuff like, y'all need to go somewhere else. Y'all don't need to be over here with us. Y'all got to go to the store, go play basketball. What we doing over here, we know it's wrong, so we don't want you to be a part of it. And I think that's what we need now. We need somebody to stand up. We need somebody to make a difference. We need somebody to tell the younger generation that what they're doing is not going to end up positive. We had so much then to keep us on the right path because we had people encouraging us. So as I end this segment, I want to leave with you, and you. Today, tomorrow, and in the future. Make it your business to encourage somebody. Make it your business to show love to somebody. Make it your business to just be a positive impact in somebody's life. And tune in next time for my next video blog, www.hopesinspiresfaith.com, or my YouTube blog, or my YouTube channel, Hope Inspires Faith. Because if you have hope, you can inspire people to have faith to believe. Thank you for your time. See you next time.